One fateful day, a huge, red rock fell from the sky and shook the entire world to its core. The boulder fell in the mountains at the heart of the Ore Empire, completely altering the world and infusing it with a strange energy. Some of the population suddenly found themselves wielding strange powers. And child who had not once held a blade in his hands was now able to split a rock with a mere branch. An ordinary village girl was able to annihilate a monster horde with a simple point of a finger. This unprecedented power began affecting individuals regardless of age, gender, class, or lineage, and spread throughout the world. A world that had remained unaltered for over 1,000 years gradually began to change. Tension brewed between those who previously held power and those who had just come into a new form of it. Leaders across different countries began to express concern. Those who possessed these new abilities, how should they be handled? Among such countries, the ORR Empire was one of the first to make a declaration.
Attention, all individuals with powers. Make your way to the capital of the Ore Empire. Prove the strength you possess, and swear fealty to both the Empire and His Royal Highness, and you will be granted the qualification to join the Arcane Legion.
The word spread rapidly, reaching all corners of the Empire. The slums, farmlands, and even a remote village, high atop the mountains.
Arcane Legion, huh?
11 years later. Yudrein Aile, age 31.
Criminal, heed my words. Yudrein Aile, as the commander of the Arcane Legion, you have forsaken your obligations and defied the law by trespassing into forbidden grounds to steal the cosmic orb. Additionally, you were implicated in the assassination of Duke Paletta 9 years ago, as well as the incident at the Pearl Tower 7 years hence. You stand accused of further transgressions, including participation in the Redgrass Plains riots 5 years ago, while conspiring under the guise of protecting the world.
Under the guise of protecting the world, plentiful omens began to emerge, hinting at our world heading to an impending doom. I had a feeling that something massive was gradually drawing near, but no one listened to me.
Furthermore, you have engaged in countless criminal activities, and upon being exposed, sought to escape justice by collaborating with a foreign nation. Criminal Yudrein Aile, are you prepared to admit to all your crimes?
What's the point of asking me if the outcome is already decided? Is there actually a single person among them who cares to hear the truth? What they want to believe isn't the grim reality of the world's impending danger, but rather that a mere half Omega from a commoner's family is behind the conspiracy. They want to believe that if I were to be sentenced to death, everything would be resolved. Despite the many spectators, it seems the Emperor himself didn't bother to grace us with his presence. Quite the menial event, this execution. Looking back, I sacrificed so much in the name of serving a greater cause. I thought I'd have no regrets when the time came, but I can see that's not true now.
This man represents the greatest evil of our time. Despite committing the grave crime of betraying the both Emperor's trust and the nation it sullied, he displays no remorse whatsoever. The Emperor fell ill because he felt guilty for appointing someone without honor and responsibility. Considering the severity of his crimes, it's undeniable that he deserves to be hanged. We shall proceed with the execution immediately. May the merciful Emperor be blessed forever. Blessings to the Emperor.
Strange. I should feel like I've been treated unfairly, resentful enough to shed tears, and yet, I don't feel bad at all. Rather, I feel strangely at peace. I guess it's absurd for someone on the verge of death to fret about the future of the world. Now I see. I guess I was tired of it all. Death brought with it no pleasure, nor pain.
Yudrein, age 20.
What in the world? An old in that could fall apart at any minute. Clothes so raggedy it's as if they were made of potato sacks, and an oversized pair of shoes. This is that day 11 years ago. The day when I first left home and came to the capital. Wait, could it be that everything up until now was just a dream? More like a seriously vivid nightmare than a dream. Really? Did I just witness a vision of my own death on my very first day in the capital? But it was too detailed to be a dream, too realistic. If IT wasn't a dream, then what am I supposed to make of this situation? Did someone cast some sort of spell to send me back 11 years? Or perhaps a merciful god took pity on my death? No way. Even the most powerful beings can't reverse time. Gods have been known to use mortals as vessels of their power, but there's no record of anyone being saved from death and sent back to the past. If this really is 11 years in the past, then could this be my chance to undo the things I regret? The future. I thought I had lost my future forever, but the moment I realized that it had returned to me, my hands trembled with both joy and wonder. I wonder if I'm still as powerful as when my abilities were first awakened 13 years ago. Since I don't have a title or job currently, I could easily travel to other countries and quickly build up my influence. Maybe I could uncover more about what's causing the world to change and prevent the disasters that lie ahead. A few years from now, this world will begin to rupture. It begins with changes in the climate, an onslaught of natural disasters, a feeling as if the gods have abandoned humanity. Things previously unseen in this world will begin to emerge as madness and distrust spreads among its people. And those are only some of the countless disasters that unfold. But I couldn't have done what I did alone. At this point in time, beings who exercise great power and influence have not yet met their fate. If I were to seek their help before their demise, I could resolve many more issues. So the first place to go would be... Wait, who on earth would listen to a commoner like me? Perhaps I need to build up my power and status before recruiting others. The Arcane Legion is an organization that was first established in the Empire. This was made possible by the previous, or rather the current Emperor Nono, due to his favorable views towards those with powers, known as the Awakened. Similar organizations were established later, but before long, tensions between the ruling class and the Awakened caused irreparable rifts to form between them, which means that there's no better place than the Arcane Legion. There will be lots of people there who can help me save the future. Then it's settled. My first step will be to join the Arcane Legion. As long as I don't make the same mistakes as before, everything should be fine.
Hey, new guy. The innkeeper mentioned you have powers too. You're here to take the entry exam at the palace. Relax. I'm here for the same reason. How about we team up? 2 heads are better than 1, right? Let's start by trading names. I'm Gakan Vollenbolt, by the way. And you?
Gakan Vollenbolt. I remember you. You joined the Arcane Legion, and about a year later, died while on a mission to subdue monsters. I'm Yudrein.
Alright, Yudrein. I'm going to get some breakfast. Wanna come with?
Sure, why not?
What do you think of the food, Yudrein? I've tried everything on the menu here, but this combo is the best.
Gakan Vollenbolt. As I knew him, he was a man of noble birth who owned his own castle and possessed incredible powers. That's all I remember about him.
They're not stingy with the meat, and the bread is baked fresh every morning. So delicious.
Seeing him like this now, he must have been quite the decent person. Even though he's aware I'm a commoner, he doesn't dismiss Mu Epsilon, and despite his high status, he's fine staying in an old inn.
I'm really glad that I've met a friend.
Come to think of it, I've run into Gakan around here in my past life. Our first encounter back then was similar.
Hey, new guy. The innkeeper mentioned you have powers too.
I ignored him because I wasn't used to strangers approaching me for no reason. I never liked interacting with people, especially if I might have Tio leave and go home anytime. But
I'm from Southern Ulan. I arrived here a week ago. I wanted to make friends before the entrance exam. I'm glad that I've met you.
has Vollenbalt always been this way? He's really good with people. I'm from the central region.
Central? Which part of the central region? Quan? Belek?
Eric,
Eric? You mean the place near the Rick Mountains?
you've heard of it?
Who hasn't? That the place the redstone fell. Does that mean you've seen it in person? Really? I heard the Emperor's Knights are keeping people out. How'd you manage to see it? Did it fall near where you live? What does it look like? How big was it?
It's just an ordinary stone. Just like any regular stone. About the size of a fist.
That's small. How did you know it was the red stone? I mean, it's called the red stone, so I assumed it was red. By the way, did you register for the entrance exam? If you're heading to the Blue Pavilion for the Arcane Legion entrance exam, it's quite a walk from here. Maybe you could use a guide to help you find your way there. Like me?
Sure.
Wise decision. That's where you sign up for the Arcane Legion exam, Yuder. Good thing the line's not too long. Looks like we'll breeze through today.
Are you guys signing up too?
Yes, I've already signed up.
I see. You're here to assist him. So you must know what to say when you sign up, right? Could you maybe help me? I couldn't eat anything all morning because I was so nervous.
You do seem very nervous. It's just a regular sign-up. They'll ask for your name, age, where you're from, and your secondary gender if you have one. Then, it's all about explaining your powers.
Secondary gender.
It's a phenomenon that appeared after the redstone fell. Once it was discovered that the Awaken have it, providing your secondary gender became mandatory.
Secondary gender. Several months after being accepted into the Arcane Legion in my past life, that's when I started to feel it. Regardless of their primary gender, those whose secondary gender is alpha are able to impregnate omegas. They can also pair with those who only have a primary gender, but most of them feel a sexual attraction to those who have a secondary gender. It appears to be a straightforward concept, but as time passed and more was discovered, new forms of discrimination emerged. People idolized alphas for their strong physique and powerful abilities, while omegas were seen as less than, having even weaker abilities than regular awakened individuals without a secondary gender. While alphas experienced relatively quiet heat periods, omegas' heat periods were strong and animal-like, resulting in hatred from many people. That's why when I, as an omega, took charge of the Arcane Legion, there were protests across the land.
I've heard he's an Omega. You know, ones who can't control their primal urges.
We can't have a leader that's constantly thinking about sex.
An Omega with way stronger abilities than even alphas? Pretty impressive. But how can we call him an Omega if he doesn't have a scent? Do I need to demonstrate my ability when explaining it? Oh no.
What's the matter?
Because my ability requires a bit of preparation, and the results aren't immediately visible.
Really? I thought most abilities utilize magic or sword fighting. Those are pretty easy to see.
What ability do you have?
Yuder.
Well, as soon as I touch something, I can learn everything there is to know about it.
What? How is that possible?
When I hold something, I get all the info in my head. If it's a book, I can find out who wrote it and what it's about. But it's only possible when there's readable information. I can't read anything without a history. And if it's old with a long history, it takes a long time. That's as far as my ability goes, at least from what I've discovered.
Can you also read people?
What? I've never done it successfully, no.
She doesn't strike me as someone who would lie. But it's a perfect ability to lie about. I doubt that she even managed to sign up back then. Read this.
A bracelet? Wait a minute. My ability doesn't always appear. Huh.